Hi everyone, it's Stori here, and this is RP Weekly. So for notable vlogs this week, I decided to stick to just all roleplays, mainly because I found so many that I wanted to share, so I didn't want to overload the video with too many vlogs. So we're going to start off with Modern Revolution Roleplay. It's a modern AU play Miz. It's extremely POC and LGBTQA friendly. They have skeleton bios that they're still posting, but they are accepting applications. And for those skeleton bios, what I thought was really cool that they offer such a wide array of face claims that they suggest. And so I really recommend taking a look at them. The plot centers around a group of activists that hang out at Cafe Musan. So it's obviously set in France, but just with a modern twist to it. So next we have Channel HQ, and this roleplay is a celebrity roleplay on both Tumblr and Twitter. And the Twitter part is obviously optional, but I thought it was a really cool idea to combine both platforms, and it makes it a little bit more realistic for a celebrity roleplay because celebrities are all over Twitter. Point in case the past week. Characters are centered around V Entertainment, which is like a agency, I believe, but a media entertainment agency. Next we have Across the Sea roleplay, and this roleplay is actually an Ilvermorny Wizarding School one, but they actually don't resemble anything that of J.K. Rowling's decisions, thankfully. So there's just a lot of detail into the school, and it's really creative, and I really enjoyed looking through it. So take a look at them. Next is Burial at Sea, and after an effort to create a place where there's no censorship over arts and sciences, greed and corruption has occurred. And so also the city's underwater, which I thought was really cool. They have 10 more bios to post, possibly less by this point. They're open recently, but actually they're accepting, technically when I use this video today, they're accepting right now. So go check them out. I really thought it was a cool idea. And we're going to move on to the next 3 roleplays are all Pokemon ones because I'm obsessed with Pokemon right now. Pretty sure the world is. So first up we have Pokemon World HQ, and they are set in the, I apologize if I don't say this right, but the Mona region. I also apologize for the fly that just flew past the camera. But they're an Apples roleplay. They have multiple roles available, not just trainers, but you can be a gym boss, master. What am I thinking? I don't know. But I really liked what they had to offer, so go check them out. Next we have National Park RP, and they actually gave me such a nostalgic feeling, not just because Pokemon roleplay, but also because it's more of what roleplaying used to be a very long time ago, and it's kind of rare to find. You mainly find the type of styling of roleplay for indie roleplays. So this is a group one, and they're just really, really friendly admins from what I can look at. And finally, for notable blogs, we have ARCEUS Academy RPG. They recently opened. I actually found them and immediately went to the page because I adore their graphics and their color scheme. I think it's a refreshing change to see something bright and colorful. Their plot is that the Pokemon have become extinct because humans obviously were trying to catch them all, and what's turning into is that humans are taking on Pokemon attributes, and they're now being trained at Arceus Academy. One little tidbit that caught my attention, and I thought I will mention it, why not, was in their plot they say it's time for them to decide, become who they are, and they say a Pokemaster of their own life. And so I thought that was really cool. So go out and be the Pokemaster of your own life. For RP trends this week, I have a couple things. First, there's a major decline of Teen Wolf roleplays and Pretty Little Liar roleplays. I just remember, I was thinking back how common they were a few years ago, and now as the shows have kind of gone on longer than they probably should, although Teen Wolf is being canceled. This is their final season, by the way, FYI. And so secondly, it's kind of something that's really happy, and I'm glad to share this with you because it's cheerful, and I think the RPH community, especially recently, need a little cheering up. And so this actually began with UFO RPs, and they decided that they were going to start using themselves as their mascot to promote self-positivity and just positivity in general, which I think is awesome. So I've seen such an increase of interest in it, just a lot of love towards this whole thing. And it's just a push to use yourself as an RPH mascot, which on some aspects, like for me, I don't know if I would ever want to. And also I think about like if Albeco ever gets famous, like there are gonna be gifts of us, and that's unsettling because I'm in weird faces like this one right now. I think it's a great idea, and I think that the RPH should consider it more than and keep this momentum going for positivity and just be happy. RP advice this week is big to handle because it's going to be harder for me to get through because it's not as fun when I get into it. But the RP advice, the main one is, I'm going to put it here-ish over my face. Don't freak out. Don't do it. Why? I know people are freaking out about Tumblr being up for an auction. However, is Tumblr up for an auction? Yes and no. Yahoo's up for auction. Portions of the company are up for auction. Portions of the company are Tumblr. But there's also other things involved, like Flickr and just their business and finance section. It's complicated. So I'm going to delve into it just a little bit, but stay with me through the financy part. I had to reach back into my years of finance classes and go into this. So, but recently, Yahoo wrote down Tumblr. I'm using the past tense of write down. I'm not sure if that's correct. We're going to go with it. So when they say write down, they mean there's a reduction in Tumblr's values in their books. aka Tumblr is basically just not as profitable or valuable as what it was once worth or will be worth. Yahoo spent actually the past few months searching for a way to combat this whole not having money thing. And it's actually not the first time we've been written down, so don't freak out. Tumblr has such a high value for the right company. I know Verizon, which acquired AOL recently, or last year, wants it. They're the top bidder from what I am hearing. There are other millionaire-backed firms that are up for bid. They're out for some Yahoo blood. Tumblr is just a really highly valuable product, and there are over 300 million users, and if a company is going to let that chance go to have more audience of 300 million people, and not including businesses, kind of stupid. Also, those audio ads that were happening the other day, pretty sure that was Yahoo trying to just keep kicking. I think that's also why there's been such changes to Tumblr, because Yahoo's trying to make some sort of profit so that they can keep the business open. So while yes, GeoCities, who was once owned by Yahoo, disappeared forever and tonight, Tumblr won't. And financially, there's just too much revenue in Tumblr, and socially, there would be anarchy if that happened. I don't think anyone's going to risk that. As for saving all your information, it's always been a good idea to do that, not just because suddenly everyone's screaming, run to the hills. It's always been a good idea to save the stuff that's really important to you. So hopefully by the time that this video is posted, nothing big has changed. I know from Monday was the last day of bidding. There's kind of rumors on who's high up there, aka probably Verizon. And I don't believe that they've released Yahoo's released anyone that they're leaning towards of selling to. So we'll find out. It'll be okay. This isn't just an overnight, hey, you're gonna buy this thing. It's kind of like a process. So as you can tell, this is a different day from the other parts of the video, and that's because there's been some updates on this whole sale thing, and here we go. So as expected, more things developed after I recorded the video, and also as expected, Verizon is the front runner for buying out Yahoo. So I decided just to, since I was in the middle of editing anyway, just to throw this little section in, just to give you a little bit of more information that we have. So Verizon is the favorite because they do know how to implement their tools into making Yahoo successful again. Yahoo actually wants to have this deal done by the end of July, which is very soon. So there's been no release of negotiations yet, and that's mainly because confidentiality, but also because Verizon's only willing to put in so much to the sale because they don't need Yahoo, but they would like to have Yahoo and the user base that comes with it. They have made it clear that they plan on merging Yahoo's users with AOL's, but nothing yet about what Tumblr's gonna be. This doesn't mean something horrible, though. It just means that maybe nothing's gonna happen. I think that what may happen is that there's just going to be different types of ads which, as much as we hate them, and I know I hate them, they are necessary for the finance. They're necessary for websites to continue going and companies. Even here at Obeco, like, we hate ads, but we put them on the videos because that's how we can get more money, so we can do more ads. And just a little quick final note that yes, Yahoo has been a frustration for Tumblr users over the years, but just keep in mind that Yahoo's been going downhill for a really long time. Um, I think ever since, AOL became a hit and then Verizon swooped in and Optimum swooped in and all these other browsers, it has been going downhill, and there's a high chance that the CEO for Yahoo, Marissa Mayer, she came in and just had a company that was set to fail. And so I think that's also something to note while everyone's sitting here freaking out about, oh, what's going to happen to Tumblr. Also think about the fact that this woman was just given a company to fail, and now she's under ridicule for it. And so take a quick note. We're going to move on to... So for favorite faces this week, they are both actually transgender. First, we have Skylar Kirkle, who's a YouTuber, singer-songwriter, and an activist. And secondly, we have Jamie Clayton, who is an actress from Sense8. So as always, the goodie bag is all linked below with all the links to the noble blogs. Go back to the standard 10-ish. I still don't count them. There's a cool video game names master list. There's some gift hunts. There's a mood board template. What else? There's a couple themes in there. So take a look, enjoy. So have a great beginning of week, end of week, whatever time zone you're in. My name is Stori, and I will see you next week on RP Weekly.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah, I've been recording. You're in it. Yay. Yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay.